So Jamie, what brought you to our office?
We have a 5-year-old boy that we adopted when he was 2. He has global delays, genetic disease, but he also has a background of being abused, neglected, and he was born with meth and marijuana, and his biological mom also huffed aerosol. So when we got him in our care, he was like a newborn. And we wanted to try and help him progress, because when we adopted him, he was 2, but he was still, like a baby.
Yeah.
So.
Now, had you tried anything before coming to our office, Jamie?
Yes, we did actually. We received help through the school district with occupational, physical, and speech therapy, and we went through a year of that, and it didn't help at all. We did not see any progression at all. We then also tried play therapy for almost a year, and that didn't help at all either. We had a boy that, and I'll just go through the list, that stared at the sun, that drooled, was nonverbal. We were able to teach him some sign language, but it was just basic. He wouldn't let us hug or hold him on our laps. He was very distant, would not make eye contact, overate, did not know when to stop with his eating. He was abusive to our animals, I think because he didn't know how to handle how he was feeling. He did not sleep, very angry and aggressive. A lot of autistic behaviors, because he has a genetic disease also that causes autistic behaviors. Major meltdowns with triggers being the reason for those. One of the triggers was aerosol being sprayed. He would not interact with other kids, would not give love towards us or let us love him back. He wouldn't smile. And one of the biggest things we noticed after the first appointment was that with you, that when he cried, he had tears. Before that, we didn't realize it, but when he would cry, there were no tears. And he was always overstimulated in crowds and loud noises. That's what we had when we came.
Yeah. Now, how have things changed since we've been working with him?
We've seen dramatic changes. Tino has gone from a newborn stage to, we're figuring about 2 to 2.5 years old. He's speaking in sentences. His speech is not entirely clear. We are going to have his hearing tested, but he is speaking sentences. We know what he's saying, which was an unexpected result. He's sleeping more than he's not sleeping. He hugs and kisses us, makes eye contact with us when we talk to him. He responds. If we ask him a question, he responds. He now pets and kisses the animals instead of abusing them. He expresses to us his emotions. I'm tired, I'm happy, I'm sad. He tells us how he feels. He does interact and play with other kids, mostly my granddaughter. He loves hugs and kisses, very affectionate. He likes sitting on our laps. He smiles and laughs all the time. When he cries, he has tears. He loves going places. He loves seeing people. That does not bother him anymore. He can count to 13. He knows his colors, some of the shapes, some of the letters. So we've seen just in 20 sessions, we've seen him go from a newborn to about a 2.5-year-old, which is amazing to us.
Absolutely. Now, with all that, Jamie, if somebody had a child that had issues, obviously Tino's background's pretty extensive with what he's had, but just any kind of developmental delay, past emotional issues, developmental issues, would you recommend care at our office for these kinds of kids?
Oh, absolutely, yes. The care, like I said, that we received before through the school did not help at all, and they actually, after a year, just pretty much gave up on him. So we sought out different therapies, like I said, play therapy, which really did not do anything for him, and we went through that for, I think, 9 months. So we lost about almost 2 years with him, working with him and trying to get him to progress. He's now 5. But like I said, through 20 sessions with you, just after the first session, he slept that night. And one of the things that we had talked about was a speech that was unexpected. You know, that was a surprise to you, but we've seen a progression of his speech. So I would absolutely recommend, highly recommend. And, you know, my oldest daughter is your patient as well, and she's the one that recommended your therapy, and we will definitely plan on having Tino in therapy for as long as you're in practice.
Sure.
So, because you've been great for Tino, and I would just highly recommend, definitely.